friends. Welcome to my dining room, and today I'm going to be showing you how I created my own Seder plate. I don't have a Seder plate at my house, so I got creative and I went on a scavenger hunt all around the different spaces to try to find things that might represent, or kind of like playing pretend, finding things that will help me think of the items that you would traditionally have on a Seder plate that I don't have at my house. So I started with, and I'll hold this up for you, this big gray galvanized tray, and inside I placed 5 different bowls. And you'll notice I love sunflowers, and they remind me of warmer weather, springtime, summertime, just around the corner. So I placed these right in my tub, and then I went around my house and I found things to put in each of the 5 compartments. So I've got a Raggedy Andy here. I don't know if any of you are familiar with Raggedy Ann or Raggedy Andy. Now, my Raggedy Andy was a gift that my mom got me. And when I hold Raggedy Andy, I feel very safe and very comforted. Raggedy Andy is going to represent, or kind of stand in for, the shank bone that you would traditionally have on your Seder plate. I don't have a shank bone, but my Raggedy Andy is kind of like the shank bone because the shank bone reminds us of being comforted, feeling safe. So I'm gonna put my Raggedy Andy right into my bowl. I have 2 Band-Aids here. Have you ever seen Band-Aids on a Seder plate? Well, here's what I'm gonna tell you. These Band-Aids are going to represent the bitter herbs, okay? And when we think of something bitter, we kind of think about our nose scrunching up. Our tongue may not really like what it's tasting. And when I think of getting a scratch or falling down or having some sort of boo-boo, that kind of doesn't make me feel so good. So the Band-Aid is going to stand in or represent the bitter herb. And I'm gonna place these Band-Aids right in this little floured dish. Next, we have little candies, Hershey Kisses. Now, I do like chocolate, and chocolate is very sweet. This chocolate is going to represent the haroset. And haroset is generally something that's very sweet. It's apples and cinnamon and grape juice all mixed together. Unfortunately, I don't have apples at home right now, but the candy can kind of represent something that's sweet. Now, an egg. Generally, I have eggs at my house. Mr. Short made several omelets the last few days, so we don't have any eggs left. But eggs, generally, the egg on the Seder plate, it represents strength. And I have this rock here, and I think rocks are pretty strong. It would be really hard for me to break this rock. And this rock has the word Hitore root on it, which means amazement and gratitude. And I just feel like when I see this rock, I feel really strong. And I'm gonna have this represent the egg on my Seder plate. The last thing I have is this little succulent that I generally keep on my kitchen table. And this is gonna represent the karpas, or the green vegetable that you usually see on the Seder plate. So I'm gonna put that right here inside of this bowl. And I'm gonna have Mr. Short come and look. You can come and give a really nice close-up. This is going to be our Seder plate. Thank you, friends. Hi, ECC friends. I thought it might be fun today to make a spring craft. Now, generally when I celebrate Passover with my family, we get fresh flowers to put on the table as part of our tablescape or decor. I'm not going to be able to get fresh flowers this year, but I thought that you might be able to help me make fun, big, bold collage flowers, okay? So here's what you'll need to get started. I found some really pretty wrapping paper in my gift wrapping station that I have in the basement. And I found gift bags that are kind of folded up, so I don't know that I would use them again. More gift bags. And then I do like to scrapbook, so I found some really pretty sparkly paper construction paper, and you need something to put it together. So I don't have a glue stick at my house, but I have some fancy metallic tape, Scotch tape, and a stapler. So let's try this out. The first thing I'm going to start with is making a petal. Now you might decide to trace your petal first, or you might just decide to start cutting. There's no right or wrong way. So I'm going to start with this sparkle bag. Make sure you have a pair of scissors. And I'm going to cut out a petal shape. And remember, every petal can look a little bit different. Okay. There's one of my petals. I'm going to choose something else now. I might make a petal out of the opposite side of the bag, but I think now I'm going to go for, oh, this was leftover gift wrap that I don't have much left, so I'm going to put it to good use. I'm going to make another petal. So far I have 2 petals. Now I need to make the center of my flower too. So I'm going to get a little creative. Now I don't know if Mr. Short can see this, but inside of this black bag, it's green. I just noticed that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a circle out of this bag. I need to kind of open this bag. It's like I'm doing surgery on it. I'm going to open it up. Oh, it actually is kind of, I thought it was green. It's kind of like a lime, maybe a really bright yellow. I'm going to make the center of my flower. And again, you might trace your circle for it first, or you just try it out yourself and see how it works. There's the center of my flower. So far I've got my 2 petals and I've got my center. What I'm going to do, and I'll stop the video in just a moment, I'm going to continue cutting out petals. I'm going to add them, put them together using probably a stapler, but maybe some fun tape. And if you have glue at home or a glue stick, you should use that. And then I'm going to make a stem. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to use to make my stem, but come back in just a few minutes and you'll get to see what I created to help brighten up my dining room and get it ready for Passover.